Mississippi.
All right, Chris Hopwood will join us in a few minutes. Good show today. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. I do want to let you know that we've got some good news. Jeff Good and Dan Blumenthal, Bravo Italian Restaurant and Bar, they're going to open today. And I hope that you go support them. They're fighting the whole water thing in Jackson. Sal and Mookie's in Fondren and Broad Street on I-55, who are both magnificent local places, too. They are, they're not open yet because of water pressure, and so on. Bravo Italian Restaurant and Bar, open. Delicious pizza. Amazing lasagna. The calamari is big time. They have an antipasta, which is absolutely delicious. And if you're ever going somewhere, you know how you have to bring, when you go over to somebody's house, you have to take something. That is the, number one go-to. Just get a large antipasta from Bravo Italian Restaurant and Bar. Home run. It is delicious. Their wood-fired pizzas are amazing. And, they have other specials, too. Actually, their fried oyster salad's super underrated. Yeah, their fried oysters are delish at Bravo Italian Restaurant and Bar in Highland Village. Boy, is that iconic or what, Blake? I mean, who thought of that? What architect? I don't know if it was Mr. Fowler was the owner, developer of that, but what architect had the vision to drop that in the 70s?
Yeah.
And it's still an iconic place. It's really hip and cool.
The little drive-through, obviously, is kind of what you're referring to, and the way it's built over a bridge. And I remember when Jeff discussed about how it was such a permit headache to figure out how to allow them to put their heavy kitchen appliances over this obviously very important piece of infrastructure, because that thing falls. Yeah, you're over a road. There's cars underneath you. There's people walking. So, that's just – I know I saw that text. That's just an incredible job of foresight by both Jeff Good and them when they came into the building and the architect from years before.
How about that vision? 1970s, you dropped that bad boy on Jackson, Mississippi. And it's still today, it's an amazing place. And, of course, Bravo is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was Shoney's early. There were other stores there. You had the old-time delicatessen. You don't remember that.
No.
But that was neat. But then Julep was there.
Yep.
Julep was great. That concept is through the roof. Not sure why someone won't do that again. I wish PK would do it again, but I get it. Restaurant business is something else. Of course, Char does well. But what's the supermarket there?
Whole Foods.
Yeah. But Bravo's amazing. You remember when he was telling us how it was kind of shifting and it was Bravo was kind of leaving Highland Village, you know what I'm saying? So they had to do some repairs.
Yes.
Nothing like good old Yazoo Clay. But my point is Jeff Good and Bravo Italian Restaurant and Bar are open. They've got delicious pastas. Their wood-fired pizzas are amazing. Their calamari is sinful.
Yeah, it's very good.
And they have some other apps there that are they've got a portobello mushroom deal. I can't remember. It's great too. So, and then Dan throws in specials throughout the week. It's yummy.
You can't forget the tiramisu.
The tiramisu is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man, give me some tiramisu with a really, really, really good glass of wine, and I'm super happy. They also have that peanut butter thing that I didn't even know about. And someone ordered it, and I had a couple of bites, and that thing will just make you, lose your mind.
Cardiac arrest.
It is.
But it's so good.
Going to talk some sports gambling here in just a second with Chris Hopwood, director of the sports book, Golden Moon Casino. Are we rolling the cameras or no? Okay. I guess I've got on Florida Blue today. Is this Florida Blue, Blake?
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I was actually,
Looks like Jackson Prep Blue from here.
let's not go there. This is Florida Gator blue that I'm wearing. If you want to watch the show, we're on YouTube right now. Search Out of Bounds Sports. That's our YouTube channel. We would love for you to hit subscribe. That'd be awesome. Go to YouTube, either youtube.com or your YouTube app, and search Out of Bounds Sports. And you can watch the show. I've got the Southern Miss helmet up here. I've got some Jonesy Q seasoning. He's a Southern Miss alum. Jeff Jones, jonesyq.com. Go to jonesyq.com, by the way, and order some rubs. And if you order $20 or more, Jeff takes care of the shipping. Promo code OOB Show. So you need to stock up, right? It's getting warmer. You're going to be grilling and smoking and cooking. And he's got award-winning rubs and sauces, jonesyq.com. If your order's $20 or more, we take care of the shipping. Promo code OOB Show, OOB Show, jonesyq.com. But you can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. We want to welcome in Chris Hopwood, director of the sportsbook for the Golden Moon Casino, Pearl River Resort. Chris joins us on the Coors Light guest line. Chris, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I appreciate you spending some time with us today. So, who was the most bet NFL team at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook for 2020?
Well, through the season, Kansas City was probably one of the most popular teams. Of course, Tampa. We got the Saints are definitely popular down here. And, the Cowboys are probably right there, the fourth choice.
Where did the money go for the Super Bowl? The Chiefs or the Bucks?
For us, it was split action. I mean, except for that last 2 hours before kickoff, we were taking large sums of money on Tampa Bay.
Wow. I picked Tampa Bay to win. I should have, Blake, that's your fault. I should have bet a lot of money on Tampa Bay. Chris Hopwood joining us, director of the sportsbook for the super cool Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. They're getting ready for March Madness, baby, and then the Masters, and then the NFL Draft. Blake?
Yeah, so speaking of the Super Bowl, I would like to know how you saw in-game betting affected as that game progressed, because it was very odd to see. I don't think anybody had the Bucks beating the Chiefs by that much, but I know there was still a ton of money on Kansas City. I wonder how that changed as that game progressed.
Well, I mean, as the game went on and Tampa staying that big of a favorite, people were betting Kansas City to come back, thinking that it was going to happen. But at some point in the third quarter, it kind of slowed down since nothing was changing in the game. But at least the first three quarters, we were getting a lot of action trying to get Kansas City to come back and win the game.
Yeah. Who are you for?
I mean, it's hard to root for Brady because I grew up a Dolphins fan, but I mean, it was fun watching him take that team to win a championship.
Yeah, that was cool. All right, who was the most bet college football team at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook for 2020?
Well, for us, it's always been Alabama. I mean, we got a big crowd that comes over from Birmingham and just Alabama in general. And, I mean, they're always a dominant team, and they continue to roll on. And we saw what they did in the national championship game.
Sure. Who was number two, Mississippi State or another team?
Clemson was there most of the season. Mississippi State and Ole Miss are right there. They're always usually in the top 10. I mean, that's what's all we always talk about it. That's what's fun about being here is we're so centrally located in most of the schools around here, and the fans know their teams, so they know which side to bet on the game. So it's always tough for us to get the line right to try to make money for ourselves.
How does your conversation go when you're talking to your buddies, either in Miami or back in Vegas, when you're talking about how crazy and whacked out we are on SEC sports?
Well, the fun part is they still don't know why I came to Mississippi, but especially with this weather we just had. But no, I mean it's fun. I mean we always talk about it. I always loved SEC football. I mean, even though I grew up around and being a Hurricanes fan. But the fans here are so crazy, and they just love their teams, and that's what makes it more exciting to be here instead of being in Las Vegas, because you have the tourists traveling, watching all the games, and I mean you had a lot of Wisconsin fans, Ohio State fans, but it was never like this where the fans are just crazy about their schools every week.
Chris Hopwood, director of the sports book for the Golden Moon Casino Pearl River Resort. Bet $50 at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $30. Chris Hopwood joining us on the Coors Light guest line. So, Chris, at your book, what do people do more? Take the lines or the over-unders? What is the most bet?
I mean, it's usually split between the point spread and the money line. The money line has definitely been something that's a little different bet here than it was for us in Las Vegas, where the people would basically bet the point spreads. A lot of the customers are betting the teams just to win the game, and even though the odds are dropping because if they're taking the favorite with the depending on the point spread, the over/under is usually the third choice in that scenario.
Interesting. Okay. Were you packed for the Super Bowl?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have our COVID restrictions that we're doing for protocols, but we reopened the center bar. We had our VIP party at our new restaurant, Mama and Them's, and then the sports book was packed.
I haven't been. I've got to go to Mama and Them's. Ryan told me about that, so I'll check that out. I may get up there this week. I'll buy you a cheeseburger. Or actually, what have you eaten there yet?
Yeah, we had a tasting, and then before they opened and afterwards, and yeah, I mean their pork chop the food size is really big. The pork chop was really good.
Okay. All right, well, there you go. You and I will tear into a pork chop next time I'm up there. Chris Hopwood, director of the sports book, Golden Moon Casino. We're excited that we have March Madness. I know you are too. We didn't have it last year. It's going to be played in Indianapolis, which will be interesting. But the year before, I would have to believe that was a pretty popular run for those 3 weekends, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of got tough that we lost it last year, but it's going to be fun that we have it this year, and it's going to be a little different, like you said, because it's all in one location, and the games are going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday instead of being Thursday through Sunday. So that would be a little different to see what happens on the Mondays when they're playing the extra games when usually people are working.
Oh, man. Blake, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up, obviously,
so it's Friday,
with the basketball tournament.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday games.
That's very odd.
The first weekend, the play-in games are on Thursday instead of Tuesday like they used to be.
Okay.
And then they're playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday that first big weekend.
Okay. Wow.
Chris, I know you didn't have the games last year, but since y'all have gone through college basketball, and at least you had the whole season last year for the most part, and then one March Madness for sure, when teams like Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, these like blue blood teams, kind of like your Alabamas or your Chiefs, Patriots in the NFL, when those teams aren't good, do you see like a direct correlation in lack of betting on those teams? Or is it kind of like people are going to bet name brands like the average
like how
bettor.
bad the Cowboys were.
Like, yeah, the average bettor is going to bet a name brand regardless of how, like this year Kentucky had a stretch where they lost like 6 games in a row or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and like you said, that's the one thing, and we had customers betting against Kentucky. I mean, but last night with the Duke game, we had a lot of money on Duke. But the customers seem to go with the teams that are winning. I mean, because right now the big trends are on Gonzaga. They're betting Drake because Drake's doing really well. I mean, Alabama's having a great year. They're making a good run. So I mean, everyone of course is on Alabama here. So it's not that they stay with the big schools all the time, but as soon as they start seeing them go on their runs with the trends, then they jump back on.
Chris Hopwood, director of the sports book, Golden Moon Casino. Bet $50 there. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Now's the time to book your buddy's trip, golf, the sports book, and Philip M's. You cannot beat a night or two up there enjoying a little bit of everything. Chris, have you ever watched Feinbaum?
Yeah, we actually have them on in the mornings on our big screen with sound and listening to them.
See, I picture. Did you grow up in Miami, or you just like Miami?
No, I was raised in South Florida. So,
okay.
I was all
right. So South Florida, and how many years were you in Vegas?
I was in Vegas for 18.
Do you watch that show and say these people are absolutely lunatics?
When I was in Vegas, I was watching it, and yeah, we thought that him and the rest of the SEC was these guys are crazy, but it's like you watch it every day, and it's fun. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's Jerry Springer, no doubt. I mean it's the Jerry Springer of sports talk radio, and so you don't ever know what you're going to get. I love to hear someone who didn't grow up here consume the Feinbaum craziness and then kind of weigh in on, man, these people have lost their minds. Did you notice an uptick with Ole Miss betting once they started winning a little bit, and because their offense was so prolific and high-powered, Chris?
Yeah, and like what you were talking about a little earlier, once they saw that the team was scoring a lot of points, that it was tough to put an over/under on the bets because the fans would just bet the games over, and so so it's like, I mean that's the one thing. I mean they might not know if their team's going to win, but they know they're going to score points, and it's like how high can we put the number and not be crazy away from the rest of the industry?
Yeah. So I could see that kind of jumping on that once they started throwing up points. They won some games. I could see an uptick there. Interesting, Blake, that Clemson gets some love even here just because they're new, they're fun, and they've been winning now for about at a high level for 5-6 years.
Yeah, and I think with Clemson, you probably have a lot of opportunity. I would have thought where they may not have the line that an Alabama is getting against an in-conference opponent.
That's a good point.
And so you maybe have more opportunity to hit Clemson beating the spread, whereas Alabama is now at this point gets put with these monster numbers no matter who they play.
That's what I want to ask Hopwood. Hey, Chris, what is the split on NFL college football? So I mean, like, is 60% of your money during the season on the NFL, or what is the split as far as money bet on the NFL compared to money bet on SEC/college football?
Well, that was the thing that surprised me the most when I got here, because in Vegas it was always like 65 to 70% NFL, and college was right behind it. But here it's 50-50, and sometimes our weeks college football, we get more action on the college football games, and especially the SEC, than we get on Sunday during the NFL, which is it's always shocking because, especially with the big college football games, we always have to treat them like the big NFL games. We keep, with the action that we take on it, instead of having a smaller limits on it like we did in Vegas.
That's interesting. So it's you get just as much money on college football as you do the NFL, right here in the heart of the SEC. And so have Bama fans somewhat, and I know they don't really care, but have they somewhat gotten into Alabama basketball?
Oh yeah, I mean Alabama, every week they're waiting for us to put the lines up. So, and we're always it's almost the same thing with Alabama football. We just want them not to cover the spread.
Man, betting Alabama football, Blake, has to be insanity. 29, 30, 31-point spreads.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want any part of that. We talk about
32.
that when we do like Beat the Bookie or Show Me the Money or whatever segment we're doing that week. The Alabama spreads are always too big. It's like, could Alabama beat La Tech, I Institute by 57? Sure. But do I know if they will or not? Nope, have no idea.
Is there a number where you take it off the board, Chris?
No, that's the thing. I mean, we just keep moving the number with the way the money's going, and just kind of hope for the best.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it gets ridiculous because you can't mathematically do what we've been trained to do. But I mean, you just sometimes you just put a number up, and whatever the money comes in, you just start moving it until the customers tell you this is where it's too high.
Man, if Bama makes a run, Blake, to like the Elite Eight, Hopwood and them could see some dough those first two weekends on March Madness.
It's so funny to me
because it's
that
weird.
Alabama. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, geographically, but the fact that Alabama commands that much money at Pearl River is pretty remarkable.
Dude, their draw from Birmingham and all the small towns
That's
in
what
Alabama
it is.
insane.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you got the street fans and the alums, and not everybody. Well, this year, nobody could be really in Bryant-Denny, right? So
no,
you want to go over and hang out a little bit and enjoy yourself at the sports bar.
And again, I think I think Chris would back this up, is like those name brands are going to be what your average fan is more apt to bet on immediately than any the degenerates know to find East Carolina versus La Lafayette, and that there's money to be made somewhere in that type of thing. But the average fan goes, well, I'm at the casino doing this, that, or the other, convention, playing golf, whatever. Let me step in, and I'm just going to put a bet on. And that's why I asked about Kansas and Duke. I'll put a bet on Duke basketball because I know Duke basketball. I'll put a bet on Alabama football because I know about Alabama football.
Hey, Chris Hopwood, director of the sportsbook, Golden Moon Casino. Bet $50 there. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $30. Chris, did you see a downward? Did you see less money on the Cowboys once Dak got hurt?
Yeah, that's why. Because usually, like we were talking about a little earlier, usually they're one of the top 5 teams bet with us, and they ended up falling probably closer to 10. There were still Cowboys fans that still were betting on their team. But the money just went down significantly when Dak got hurt.
Yeah. So Brady commands dollars and eyeballs, like even in Philadelphia, Mississippi, pulling from Alabama and Mississippi markets. Isn't that incredible?
It actually took a little while to start getting that, though. It was probably like 4 or 5 weeks in, and then all of a sudden the money started rolling on Tampa once they saw what Brady was doing down there.
Okay. That makes sense. So March Madness is right around – well, you'll have all the conference – well, I know you'll have the SEC basketball tournament. You'll have most of the college basketball tournaments. Alabama's hot. It is a weird year in college hoops, but it will still be a blast. I didn't know this until Hopwood told us. They're going to play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for those first 2 weekends. By the last one, they just play on Saturday and Monday, as we all know. But it'll be different. And I'll be interested to see kind of how that plays out on Monday games. It'd be great for us because we'll be up here in studio. All right, Chris, we will see you soon. Y'all keep up the good work at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook, buddy. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Thanks, Chris. Chris Hopwood on the Out of Bounds show and the Coors Light guest line. Stop by and see the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook this week or the next. Get ready for March Madness. Book a buddy's trip. You've got, if you bet $50 at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook, let's say in March when you're there, you can play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $30. Go ahead and get a room at the Golden Moon, do a little golf sportsbook. Philip M's. They just opened up a new restaurant, Mama and Them's, or Mama and Them. And Blake and I evidently have to have the pork chop there. I could see you tearing into a pork chop.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
You notice what trend I picked up on through that conversation?
Tell me.
People bet on offense. When Ole Miss was scoring points, people bet on them. Chiefs, people bet on them. When the Cowboys, Alabama basketball, when they're good, people bet. You know what? Cowboys started getting bad on offense when Dak's gone. It's like, why am I putting my money on it?
Great point.
Yeah.
The Out of Bounds show is brought to you by Chris Corley with Angel Oak Home Loans. That's Chris Corley, Angel Oak Home Loans. He'll shop the best rates for you. Show is also brought to you by the Men's Clinic, anti-aging clinic for men. If you think you're low testosterone, low energy, sexual drive, whatever, they will have you in. You can get a free blood test, and they'll walk you through what you need to do at the Men's Clinic in Madison, anti-aging clinic for men. Free blood test to see where you are as far as testosterone. Their site is themanthing.com, but Dr. Mike Manning and Dr. Cliff Adams will take care of you at the Men's Clinic. The Men's Clinic, anti-aging clinic for men in Madison. Thanks for listening. Please check out the podcast. Apple Podcasts, search the Out of Bounds show. See you tomorrow.